It is a day one of Unleash the Power Within. How are you feeling? Don't just think the answer in your head. Say it to yourself out loud right now. How are you feeling? Because how you start anything determines how you finish it. This is an experience that will never leave you. Let me tell you a truth about life. Your life is not controlled by your circumstances. Your life is controlled by your patterns. Patterns are like invisible programs running in the background. The way you wake up. The way you speak. The way you react when things go wrong. These are patterns. And here is the good news, you are not your patterns. Once you realize that, everything changes. I once worked with a man who told me, "Tony, I always end up broke, no matter how much I make." I asked him, "What do you do every morning?" He said, "I check my phone, I check my email, and then I start to worry." And I told him, "That's your pattern. That's not you. That's just a program. And any program can be rewritten." He began his mornings differently. Gratitude. Exercise. Clarity. Within 1 year, his financial life was transformed. Not because he changed who he was, but because he changed his pattern. Life moves in seasons. There is spring, when new beginnings come. There is summer, when things grow and expand. There is fall, when things shift and change. And there is winter, when everything feels cold, difficult, and sometimes hopeless. But here's the truth, winter is the season where you grow the most. Anyone can enjoy the summer. Anyone can smile when it's springtime. But strength is built in the storm. Winter is when you discover who you really are. If you can learn to thrive in winter, every other season becomes easier. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you need to. Think about the hardest challenge you're facing. That is your winter. Now imagine that 1 year from today, you are on the other side of it. Imagine 5 years from now, you look back and laugh at the strength it gave you. See the future clearly. Feel it. That vision of tomorrow is what gives you power today. Anyone can face today if they have a compelling tomorrow. I want to remind you of something. There is no fire brighter than the human spirit. You have faced storms before. You have survived things you thought would break you. And you are still here. That is proof of your strength. Life only asks 2 things from us. The first is that we grow. Growth is life. If you are not growing, you are dying. The second is that when we grow, we use it to give. Because giving makes life meaningful. Now listen carefully. If you want to change your life, the very first step is focus. What you focus on, you feel. Where focus goes, energy flows. A woman once told me, "Tony, I can't lose weight. I've tried everything." I asked her, "What do you focus on every day?" She said, "I focus on how fat I feel. I focus on my cravings. I focus on how hard it is." I told her, "That's why you can't change. Your focus is feeding the wrong energy." She shifted her focus to her strength, her health, her future. Within months, her body transformed. Change your focus, and you change your life. Every one of us is driven by 6 human needs: certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. The problem is not the needs. The problem is which 2 are most important to you. Most people live for certainty and significance. They want to feel safe, and they want to feel important. But imagine what happens when your top needs become love and connection. Imagine what happens when your top needs become growth and contribution. Your life transforms. I once worked with a woman who realized she had been giving more to strangers than to her own family. Her focus had been on contribution, but she had neglected love. The moment she chose love as her top need, her marriage was restored. Love changes everything. There are 2 forces that shape every moment of your life: meaning and emotion. Suffering does not come from events. Suffering comes from the meaning you give to events. 2 people can go through the same event and live 2 completely different lives. One person says, "This means I am worthless," and they collapse. Another says, "This means I am free to grow," and they rise. The way out of suffering is simple. Trade your expectations for appreciation. Do this, and your entire life shifts in a single moment. Momentum is power. Once it starts, it grows. But momentum is not just physical. Momentum is emotional. When you create strong emotion, you create energy. And energy is everything. It is the fuel that moves you from where you are to where you want to be. When you build momentum with purpose and passion, nothing can stop you. Sometimes you think your life is broken beyond repair. But often, the change you need is small, just 2 millimeters. Think about a plane leaving Los Angeles headed for New York. If the nose of that plane shifts by just a few millimeters, it will land in a completely different city. Your life is the same. A small shift in focus, in meaning, in daily habits, can change your entire destination. Right now, in this very moment, you can choose that shift. Here is the secret to lasting change: raise your standards. Stop saying, "I should." Stop saying, "I'll try." Shoulds and tries don't change lives. Turn your shoulds into musts. When something becomes a must, you find a way. When you refuse to quit, when you demand more of yourself, life opens its doors. That is when you stop being average and you become outstanding. There is always a truth that can set you free. And the truth is this: you are enough. You are strong enough. You are smart enough. You are capable enough. Everything you need to create the life you desire is already inside you. When you choose to believe that, your entire state changes. Life is too short for hate. It is too short for blame. It is too short for holding on to pain. The moment you forgive, you free yourself. Forgiveness is not about them. Forgiveness is about you. There is something greater inside you than anything the world can throw against you. You came here to rise. You came here to become more. You came here to live at a higher level. You do not need permission. You do not need approval. You already have what it takes. The path ahead will not be perfect. You will fall. You will doubt. You will fail. But it will be worth it. Every challenge is shaping you. Every obstacle is training you. Every setback is preparing you for your comeback. You must stop playing small. You must trust your heart. Because when you live only in your head, you die a little each day. But when you live from your heart, you create miracles. Remember this: life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. Even your worst days carried a lesson. Even your deepest pain carried a gift. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the failure. These were not punishments. These were preparations. Your worst day can become your best day if you choose to give it a higher meaning. Touch your heart right now. Feel it beating. That is life itself. That is who you really are. Everything you are searching for: love, joy, pride, peace, it is already inside you. You don't need to wait for the future to feel alive. You can choose it now. Because this is the truth: you already are what you seek. This is the moment you become unleashed. But let me leave you with truths you can carry for the rest of your life. Not just stories. Not just lessons. Quotes you can live by. Words that will burn inside you when things get hard. Your past does not equal your future, unless you choose to live there. Every storm is temporary, but the strength it builds in you is forever. Energy flows where focus goes, so focus on what gives you life, not what drains it. Fear is a story you tell yourself. Courage is the story you choose instead. Nothing changes until you do. And the moment you change, everything changes. Listen closely: every one of these is a weapon for your mind, a shield for your heart, and fuel for your soul. The quality of your life is the quality of your emotions. Trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole life transforms. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you demand of yourself. Excuses are the bricks that build a prison. Action is the hammer that breaks it down. When you feel weak, when you feel tired, when you feel like you can't go on, remember this. You have survived 100% of your worst days. That means you are undefeated. It is not the conditions of life that shape us, but the decisions we make. Winners are not people who never fail. Winners are people who never quit. Pain is a signal. Growth is the response. Your heart already knows the path. Your mind is just catching up. I want you to write these into your heart, because they will carry you further than any degree, any title, or any applause. Every day you either build your dream or you build your excuses. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The bridge between dreams and reality is action. You were not born to be average. You were born to be outstanding. Don't wish for an easier life. Wish for stronger muscles. Sometimes people tell me, Tony, I don't know if I'm enough. And I tell them this. You are enough, but you must choose to live like it. The only limits you have are the ones you accept. Change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change. Your biography is not your destiny. The only failure is giving up. And finally, if you remember nothing else, remember this. You already have within you everything you need to create a life of passion, purpose, and power. You are stronger than your fear, bigger than your doubt, and greater than your pain. The best time to change your life was yesterday. The second best time is now. Live with courage. Love without condition. Give without expectation. And never forget, you are unstoppable.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.